Hi guys, so it's the middle of, well, it's about lunchtime actually on Sunday, and I need to get dinner on. I was going to do it earlier, but I had lots of fun talking to my friends, so I kind of got myself distracted, but that's okay because we're going to make it now and I'm going to show you how. So let's get to it. Oh yeah, and if you want to see more recipes, like budget recipes like this, or leftovers, ways with leftovers, stuff like that, anything like that, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and tick the little bell icon. That would be awesome. Okay, so this is our slow cooker. It has got a little bit of a thing going on down there, but we don't need to worry about that. So we're going to turn it on first. There we go. We've put it on slow cooker mode. We got this one because it actually does warming, slow cooking or braising, cooking or fondue, steaming and frying and roasting. So that's why we got this one. It's a 5-litre one. It comes with its own little deep fry pan and basket and all sorts of weirdness. But right now we are worried about, we're going to be using the slow cooker and braising side of it. So first off, oops, I grabbed everything except for what I needed. Here we go. So, got a little bit of rapeseed oil here. We're going to add that in there right now. What we're going to do first is we're going to cook off a few of our veg. We're going to get some of our veg going. Now what we have in here, 2 onions, 2 sweet potato, 2 carrots, and 2 of our spaghetti squash that we grew ourselves this year. We're going to put those in there. And then we're going to add some of the taters. So we got lots of veg to go in. And we're going to saute those all down a bit. Sorry about that. So you want to saute them down. And you do this straight into the thing, which is all groovy. Hip and groovy. Yum, yum, yum. Yes, yummy. I can smell it, and it's smelling amazing just with those veg in there, nothing else at this point. Right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add our seasonings. I need to get a teaspoon. Haven't done that yet. Teaspoon. I'm going to put in some garlic powder. Just a little bit. We're going to put in some paprika, which is going to be the last of, oops, sorry guys, right underneath here, the last of my paprika I'm putting in here. So that's about a teaspoon as well. And I have to refill this. There we go. Then I'm going to put in some of our homegrown oregano. Okay. And some of our homegrown thyme. I'm just going to stick the stalks in this because we can pick them out very easily. And I don't have to worry about it too much. Stick those in there like that. And then we need to stick the sausages in. Okay. Now we got Cumberland sausages, but we got them when they were marked down, so we got like 46p off them, so it's £1.13 for them. And I've cut them, each sausage, into 5 pieces. I'm going to chuck all those in there like that. Give them all a good stir through. Okay, whoops. Stop. Give them all a good stir through and let all that go. Now the other thing we're going to add is we're going to add in 2 tins of tomatoes. 1 and 2. Now we're going to chop those up while they're there, because that's the easiest way to do it. They don't take much to do, we just chop them up like that. Okay, almost done. And that's literally more pulp that you would get than if it was a crushed tin. Mostly the crushed tins are nearly all juice by the time they're done, so you know, you get a little bit more pulp this way. Now the only other things we're going to add to this are going to be some frozen veg later on. I don't want to put them in now because I don't want them going yuck. Yeah. Oh, shivers. And we've got 2 stock cubes I'm going to chuck in here as well. So let those go down in here and they'll basically melt into everything. So when we come back in about an hour to stir this, they'll be melted. We'll melt them through. So no problems there. You could of course use bouillon powder if that's what you prefer. That's fine, you use what you've got. We're using what we've got. So, you know. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to whack the lid on that. And we'll be gone for, leave it go for about an hour, I think. Bye-bye. Okay. So we're getting there. It's been an hour. Just going to give it a bit of a stir. Spaghetti squash has broken down, which is really kind of nice. Give us different types of shreds and things. Put some salt and pepper in. We're going to put some beanies in here as well. Just shred beans. Green beans. Put those in there as well. And also gonna add a little bit more flavours in there, I think. So it's quite mild. So I'm going to add a little bit of our seasonal, the one that we made. Give it a bit of a humph. And I think we're going to add some, ooh, what you guys know is Worcestershire sauce, but it's we call it Henderson relish up here. A little bit of that, very much a little bit of that because that's all we've got. Okay, cool. Let's find an alternative. What else have we got? Do you know what? I'm going to be really naughty and I'm going to add a wee bit of this. Squirt of the old daddies, that'll work. It's basically, it's not, for those guys who don't know what it is, if you don't know what daddy sauce is or what's known in the UK as brown sauce, it's HP sauce, which is pretty much a thickened version of Worcestershire sauce. So it's quite pickly, quite kind of, it's kind of like a liquid version of Branston pickle. That's the easiest way I can describe it, but I'll give it a nice little, you know, depth of flavour since we don't have any of the Worcestershire sauce. And we'll get the lid back on that, I think, and we'll come back in another hour. Okay, so for those of you who don't have a slow cooker, all you have to do is do this in a pot on the stove. Alright, do all your sauteing off, add your tomatoes in, do all your saucy bits, and then chuck it in the oven. And I would put it in at probably 180 degrees Celsius, and that's about 375 F, which is gas mark 4, and I would leave it there That way you don't have to keep going back to it and stirring it all the time. It's not going to stick to the bottom. You're not going to have any issues like that, so don't worry about it. So like I said, if you don't have a slow cooker, you can still make this. Just be smart. Woohoo! We are pretty much done. It is done. It looks amazing. If you don't want it this thick or this liquidy, if you want it a bit thicker rather than liquidy, you can leave the lid off for a bit. Let that boil off. But I honestly think that'll be okay. I think we're good. I'm going to serve it up. I'm going to see what Tanny thinks. I think Tanny will probably appreciate something this kind of yumminess today. Woo. Hey?
You got my front going there?
Yeah, of course. Because you're fluffy.
And I'm very herby, them sausages.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
It's quite nice.
You like?
Yeah.
It's a win! We'll go for a win. Awesome. Okay. So, I will see you guys later. We're getting good at this.